Tennessee has had all 18 commits signed. That's done. Auburn's had a good class. Kentucky's had a really good class. A&M. I feel like A&M is building something that Alabama and Georgia have, and A&M's only a quarterback away.
I agree.
Terry, I kind of forgot about this until I looked it up the other day. If you go back to what Jimbo Fisher did at FSU, he took over, it was 2010 because Bobby Bowden's last year was 2009. He took over 10 and 11. They were okay. In 2012, Florida State only had one loss going to that Florida State game, and that was by 1 point at NC State. Then he got Jameis. Then they won the title. They lost in the playoff, and then they had Dalvin Cook. There was a lot of what ifs that could have changed, and Florida State could have very easily been in that playoff. It feels a lot like what he's doing at A&M right now feels a lot like what he did at FSU 10 years ago.
Yeah, it does, except he doesn't have that incredible contract hanging over his neck. And I know he gets a little bit of a pass this year. I had them winning the SEC West. I love Texas A&M. I didn't see Haynes King getting hurt the fifth quarter of the game. I love them. And he really coached his ass off this year, I thought. That's a quarterback system, okay? Jimbo Fisher runs a quarterback system. Duh. Well, no, I think he really runs a quarterback system. And Calzada wasn't his guy. He milked everything he could get out of Calzada. That season for them just went up in smoke when Haynes King, who I don't know if you saw him a little bit, he's real athletic, tall kid that can run. But Jimbo, yes, they're going to add an incredible recruiting class. He's got to go win big soon. I mean, real soon. He got a little bit of an excuse this year. They went 8-4, right? They were 8-4. They had the big Alabama win, but they were 8-4. But yeah, I'm with you. Jimbo looks like a monster class. And I know they're going to lose. Spiller came out, and they'll lose some of that talent. But it appears that A&M's just loaded for bear. He's done everything now but go win 11, 12 games and see if he can get in that college playoff.
Yeah, one more thing, Terry, and I'll let you go. The SEC's had another great day. Missouri's another school that I forgot about. That's had another good day. I think that Missouri's in the top 15. Georgia, another top class. 5-star, 4 stars loaded everywhere. You mentioned Jimbo. He needs to start winning. This feels just like not a revolving door, but this is just constantly Georgia and Alabama at the top. How long will it take before you kind of seen it a little bit already? Fans are like, all right, Kirby, you've had all these good teams. Like, when are you going to start getting some hardware?
Yeah, I mean, that's been what's Kirby in his 6th year now. He'll be going into his 7th year. He's got 1, maybe 2 games left, but no, that's getting louder and louder. Now, this season, I am surprised how many people, after Georgia lost in the SEC championship game, I'm surprised how many social media people almost said Georgia's season's over. They've still got a chance to win the national title. There's only 4 teams that can win it all. But so they've got the big carrot still out there. And a lot of people act like they didn't realize that Georgia was still getting in the playoff. And, of course, they did. But not only if Georgia doesn't win the national title, obviously they either lose the semifinal or the final if they don't win it all. We get that. But Dylan, what if Michigan beats them? Do you realize if Michigan knocks them off 7:30, December 31st, New Year's Eve, if Michigan knocks Georgia off and ends their season, it's going to get even louder because the Herschel year that they won the title, that came out of left field. They had a great player. They were a decent team, and they had a great 3-year run while Herschel was there, and they won it Herschel's first year. That was almost that money in your pocket thing. Georgia wasn't expected to win the national title. This year clearly is the big .2 year for Georgia, and they steamrolled through the SEC championship game. Getting back to my point, Dylan, if Michigan knocks off Georgia fan and the angry, mean social media world is going to really give it to Kirby. They're going to say, wait a minute, Kirby, this was your best team. Everything lined up. Everything. The schedule fell in your favor. And not only did you not win it, you're on a 2-game losing streak. Ouch. I mean, think about that's going to be hard to swallow for Bulldog Nation if Michigan beats Georgia. Now, if they lose in the championship game, okay, you made it back to the championship game. My God, it's hard to win championships. But my God, if Georgia can't get by Michigan and this most incredible, everything was stacked in your favor Georgia team doesn't win it, and they're on a 2-game losing streak going into next year, oh boy, it's going to be a fun off season.
Yeah, it's you have a lot of questions to answer, especially if he rolls out with Stetson Bennett, and Stetson Bennett doesn't get the job done again when you know JT Daniels probably going to be on an NFL roster along with probably maybe Carson Beck and Bob with Vandergriff on the bench as well.
And Dylan, didn't Georgia sign the Gunnar Stockton kid or whatever his name is, the hotshot quarterback today? I think they signed another 4.5 5-star quarterback. So there's going to be some movement in that quarterback room at Georgia. There just has to be. I mean, Bennett can come back. Daniels is there. Carson Beck from Jacksonville's there. Vandergriff is there. And if they signed Gunnar Stockton, I think they did, a lot of movement in that quarterback room. Is it Kirby movement? Is it voluntarily moving? And Kirby hasn't shown he knows how to run a quarterback room real well.
Terry, last thing, and I'll let you go. Guys, if you missed any of the show, it's archived on the Voice of College Football's YouTube channel on the SEC and the Gator channel. We talked a lot of Florida State, the SEC. I think we believe A&M's building an empire. Terry, talk about your show before I let you go and what they can catch with college sports today.
Okay, and before that, don't forget, we haven't even talked about the next recruiting and signing period, which is the portal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the portal is going to play into all this. And then the December second signing period, which, Dylan, it appears that around 80% will sign. It's crept up every year. It started in 2017, the early signing period, and low 70s, and it's crept up. Yeah, the portal is going to factor into this thing. You mentioned rebuilding. The college football rebuild can be really fast, just like the NFL with their draft and their free agency. It can be really fast.